I'm sorry, what? What part didn't you understand? The buh or the bye? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 4. It is bye week here in the TCAA. My name is David Rome. As always, with me is Dan Tirico. We're going to go ahead and get this show started right away. We have a thrilling conversation. Get ready here to start. We have the Vestal Virgins and Wild Will School of Thrills presidents here, and they're about to go head-to-head in their own matchup. Boys, take it over.
Vestal Virgins, you're facing Wild Will. What say you?
Ooh, that's going to be a good matchup.
Let's say, well, I'm looking over here at Wild Will, and I don't see a whole lot of quality depth. He's got a lot of buys going on this week. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, you know what we say over here at Wild Will is next man up, right? Always compete. You always got to compete. You know, and you got guys on bye, you got guys that are injured. Next man up.
Next man's got to step up.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
I'm looking at Vestal Virgins roster here. He doesn't have a single starter on bye, and you know what? We're still going to bring it to him. We're gonna give it our best shot. He's got a championship caliber roster over there, but we're going to
likewise. I totally agree. I agree with you saying I have a championship roster. You have the same as well. You just unfortunately have a couple guys on bye, but they say that this week that Eddie Lacy's going to break out, so we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. It all depends on who he starts.
Yep. And who's got? Let's see.
I mean, Matt Ryan.
Pull it up right now.
Matt Ryan can hear, or he can have a big game or not. God, Percy Harvin, he's a crapshoot.
Yeah, but he's big time. He's big time.
Percy Harvin's on a bye.
Green's on bye. Julius Thomas on bye.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Alshon Jeffrey, though.
I could be starting a pair of Bears wide receivers in this one.
Oof, God.
Where's he at here?
Yeah, that's against a Green Bay's sixth in receiving defense as well.
Yeah. Things are looking good.
But gosh, I mean, Eddie Lacy and LaShawn McCoy, that's they have potential to be huge.
And if he's starting Marshall and Jeffrey with Cutler.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And let's see here, are you at Ryan or Cutler this week?
Yeah, it's a toss-up right now, but I think I'm leaning towards Ryan.
Ryan. Ooh.
Play the hot. Cutler had a good night on Monday night, but Ryan was looking really good last week. And then I won't feel so bad every time we get a touchdown because at least I'll get some points from it.
But is Ryan on the road or is he at home?
Let's see here.
He's not against the Bucks, so it doesn't really matter.
Wild Will?
Well, fair point, but
he's at the Vikings, so he'll be in a dome.
They're outdoors, and he's bad outdoors.
Yeah.
Oh, the Vikings are outdoors.
Yeah, they're playing at the University of Minnesota.
That's right.
Minnesota.
Ryan and Cutler, neither one have a good matchup, really.
No.
Now, Rivers versus the Jags, on the other hand?
Money.
It's going to be interesting. I really think that they're going to pound the rock with Donald Brown, though. I mean, that's what.
Well, they have to. That's the only person they have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm talking big time carries, 30 carries. I mean, it just depends.
I think he had.
Got to set the play action up.
He had 36 touches last week.
Really?
Yeah, which is huge.
Huge for Donald Brown, but not so much for Phillip Rivers.
Has he ever had that many carries just in a season? Jesus, 36. No wonder the Jags lost.
Oh, the Jags lose anyways.
I think Spiller has a nice matchup versus the Texans.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't start three running backs.
Oh, CJ Spiller.
It'd be good for that flex position, wouldn't it?
Wait, how the heck did you?
Talk to Brian
He was
about
a hell of
that.
a roster, having LaShawn. Did you start LaShawn McCoy last week with his 1.2? Will?
Oh yeah, I did,
And still was able to win.
and I still dominated that game. Thank you.
That's a monster.
Wild
That's
Will,
monstrous right there.
rumor has it that you based your team off of dispensing the pain in the TFL.
You know, I kept an eye on dispensing the pain all last year, and you know, I took some notes from them. You know, going with beast mode. Beast mode was
We have a lot of similar players. I just thought that was funny.
Well, simply when you go to break this down, you got number 4, number 2 in the rankings, which, you know, it's not the only matchup we have with 2 top teams going against each other. We'll be breaking down that other one later on. But when you're looking at this one, you got Vestal Virgins, you got Wild Wills. You like both teams. You got Vestal Virgins with Phillip Rivers, DeMarco Murray, who's all of a sudden scoring points, Julio Jones, Cordell Patterson, Jimmy Graham. I don't, you know, if I was going to go out on a limb and make a lock, Vestal Virgins.
Woohoo!
Locked.
I like it.
Taking Wild Wills, School of Thrills, to School of Loss.
thank you for the material.
Vestal Virgins.
Sorry, Will.
My team feeds off of that.
Oh, man.
I think if
What do you got, Dan, on this?
I'd probably go with the Vestal Virgin in this one as well.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I do have the Vestal Virgins as well.
Well, I appreciate the respect. Hopefully the voters will feel the same next week.
Well, I think it's both 2 good teams. I think Wild Will. I mean, we'll see him we'll see him in the end. I think this is probably going to be one of his worst weeks out there. But I think Rivers versus the Jags, Dez versus the Saints, Patterson, has a pretty good matchup. Then you got Delaney Walker. It's a great matchup versus the Colts, or even Graham versus the Cowboys. I don't think it's even going to be close. I'm sorry, Will, but I think Vestal's they're going to take it to you this week. It's going to hurt.
It's a clean sweep.
Golly.
But even if it happens, I'll still vote you in the top 10.
I think if you lose to a top team like the Vestal Virgins, it shouldn't hurt you too bad in the standings.
No, it shouldn't.
Oh, the respect.
Thank you for the respect. Gosh. Woo!
I just enjoy busting Will's chops. He's a lot of fun.
Will, you're a good sport, man. I appreciate it. You're awesome.
All right, guys. I'm going to check out. You guys, good luck to everybody, and we'll check back in with you next week.
And
Thanks,
best
Jordan.
luck to you, Will.
That man.
See
All
ya.
right.
We are not going to stop there. Let's go ahead, and we were able to get that matchup in there for you guys real quick. We'll get to some other stuff, but let's start right back up from the beginning here and catch everybody back up to speed. We were talking about the poll results, and not sure if anyone's had a chance to look at those yet. No, not sure if you guys look at it while you're listening to us, but the TCAA poll coaches results have come out. The one thing I heard from the voting committee was that the teams ranked 1 through 3 were only separated by 0.67 hundredths of a point. We're separating the top 3, and then number 4, Vestal Virgins, was only behind by 1 point.
Wow.
But for everyone who hasn't seen it yet, your top 10 we have is Land Thieves. They were number 1. Wild Wills, number 2. Medicine Men, number 3. Right off, and the Medicine Men are a very surprising team because I'm pretty sure we trashed them after in the preseason picks.
No, actually,
if I recall correctly.
Weren't they in the top 10 preseason?
I think we didn't like them being ranked, is what if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that's right. You guys didn't like them, but I had them ranked in the top 10 preseason.
Yeah, I think I even had them preseason ranked, but I didn't like that. I didn't like doing that after the fact. I think I had them ranked 2 preseason, and I think when we discussed it, I didn't like it. But they're up there. They're number 3. They're handling business. They're in another ranked matchup we'll talk about here in a little bit. You got number 4, Vestal Virgins. Number 5 is Rusty Nails. Number 6, Tedzilla. I lied. That is completely off. Hold on. We got number 5, Rusty Nails. Number 6 is the Volunteers, who lost last week. They were number 1. Fell down to number 6. Number 7 is the Gondor University White Knights. So a little surprise up there, in my opinion. Number 8, Tedzilla. Number 9, yours truly, University of Thugonomics. I can't believe I'm still ranked in the top 10.
Oh, I beat your ass.
Yeah, I got.
They'll how you really feel.
With a 4th point from Forte.
I'm the whole time as I'm watching that game, I'm thinking, can Forte get injured the moment he steps off the bus? Because that's the only way I'm going to win this.
His first 5 parries were negative.
Exactly. I was like, oh my god, this may actually happen for some strange reason.
And my quarterback had negative 1 point.
I am agreeing here. But then it was like getting your hopes up and then just getting trashed. And then to round out the top 10, we have the Southern Superman rated in the top 10. I look at my rankings that I sent in. I had all of that correct except for myself because I'm not allowed to vote myself in. I actually had in that top 10 was the Greenville Green Devils. They have definitely made it back from that week 1 loss that they had, winning these last 2, and they're beating ranked teams and high profit teams here.
Trico's top 10 has Greenville Green Devils in there.
Yeah, so I think
I think I have them about 12 or 13, right around there.
Yeah. So I think really the surprise, in my opinion, was me being still in the top 10. I didn't think I would be losing to no Sanky, because I think you guys were
number 4.
You were preseason number 4, but you're not ranked number 4.
No, I'm shit.
Yeah, and I lost to you. That's why I'm shocked I'm still in the 10.
I have Wild Will and Land Thieves flipped, and then I'm the same clear down until 7. And there, I would put Thugonomics in 7, then Silver Arrows, Gondor U, and then Greenville Green Devils. That's how I would have done the top 10.
Man, I got Silver Arrows way down.
Yeah, I got them number 15. Is how I ranked them.
That's about where I have them at. The biggest team that I'm surprised about is Place at the Table.
Place at the Table. I had them 11.
Above Silver Arrows. And above Dragon Slayers.
Me too. I almost want to think, is yours the exact same as mine? Are we doing the same thing here? Because that's what you're naming them, and I'm doing the same thing here.
There's my list.
Quick, who'd you have last?
Oh, come on.
Who's your favorite dinosaur?
Well, it's not quite a dinosaur yet, but it's Yardbark.
Velociraptor. David caught it. He knows where I was going with that.
All right, so same here.
I mean, I can tell you my.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah, I think so. We're the 3 best friends that anyone could have.
Who's your last pick?
Asheville Aardvarks.
Yeah, same here.
And then Fat Bull.
Same here.
And then Throwdowns. I really felt bad by throwing Throwdowns that far down, but I have University of Ron. And then University of Ron, Swartz, and Carnivores. I thought they were going to be a lot better than that.
Me too. You know who's really surprisingly has just dropped? The Funk.
Ooh, the Funk. I still have them, I guess, 17, 18, 19.
Well, the Funk pulled a major noob move. They didn't check their lineups and stuff before starting. In this last game, he had Roddy White, who was injured, still in his lineup. If he would have changed that out for any of his wide receivers, he would have won that match.
I just realized who we're talking about and who's on this.
14-year-old boys tend to have their minds on other things at times. So he has gotten quite an earful.
We got to take that into consideration now.
Yes, he has gotten schooled on that rather hard.
Preview, I can't even say the word. Preview said, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, hormones.
Yeah. You try to say it now.
Prepubescent.
It's hard to do in a mask.
Yeah, I mean he's got between sports and girls. He's just
priorities, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. No, we had a big talk on priorities. So he's I think he's going to line himself out now. He's going to fix himself, as I would say.
There you go. Well, he dropped, and he dropped big on mine.
Yeah. Well, he's got plenty. There's a lot of football left. He's got plenty of time to.
Hey guys.
Oh, someone's in.
Hello.
Yeah, Ron Swanson here.
Oh shoot! How's
Uh-oh.
it going on? Uh-oh. He
I'm
came out
here
of
with
nowhere.
the Vestal Virgins.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Hi, Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to say
this
your
is-
team is
I'm
doing
Jared.
excellent,
But
and I just want to say your team is just underperforming a little. You're definitely not a low-scoring team that you're doing an 0-3 team, going to be 0-4.
yeah, LaShawn McCoy has underperformed a little bit.
I think he's been one of the biggest disappointments this year, actually.
Yeah, it's funny that all the top 4 or 5 running backs, there's been issues with a lot of them. You know, AP, Charles,
Ray Rice.
even Forte has underperformed. DeMarco Murray has been the stalwart thus far. But
Yeah, him
we'll
and Lynch
see.
have both had.
Yeah, Lynch has been exceptional. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the matchup against the Funk this week. Hoping to break the funk. I've been in a funk myself, hoping to break it against him.
Well, you both have similar quarterbacks, it looks like. He's got Lynch, but who's on a bye week. He doesn't have a lot of depth in running back. You got two strong running backs.
Yeah.
Wide receivers will. It's going to depend. Des Bryant has a really good matchup. I think he's going to do well. Antonio Gates has a wonderful matchup.
You're right.
I think you've got a big chance to throw a lot of points on the board.
I hope so.
I'm pulling for you, Ron. I mean, I had you locked last week, if I recall correctly.
Week 1, the home field advantage did me in.
The home field advantage.
Under 3-point loss in a road game. I'm not a fan of that rule, for the record. I would rather lose than win by that, but.
Well, we can always bring that back up to vote at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, I'm just for the record.
For the record, we got it on there. I mean,
Yeah.
the President Emmert will hear that. Little
Was very
later on.
happy in my TFL matchup with Josh Cloyd that it was by more than 3 points. But anyway, I'm looking forward to this one. It's time to get out of this losing streak and go on a winning streak and shoot for the playoffs. Starts with a victory, week 4.
I really like your name.
Thank you. I'm a huge Swanson fan. I have 5 Yahoo teams that are named after Ron Swanson themed things. My favorite, I have the meat.
It is one Hotmail team is named Megan Mullally.
I have one called Snake Juice, in reference to the liquor they made on Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
And that team has been the most disappointing fantasy team in history. 0-3 so far. But yeah, the Swansonators, Ron Swansonites, Meat Tornadoes, and there's one called. My last name is Riddle, by the way. There's one, and it's this GIF file where he says, "I love riddles," from the scavenger hunt episode of the show.
Oh, yeah.
It's a league I'm in with both my brothers, so there's 3 riddles. I love riddles. A keeper league they've been in for a while and needed somebody to pick up a team, so I could do I love riddles and Ron Swanson together.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you like yourself against the Funk this week, huh?
Well, yeah. I always, if I'm not feeling good about me, then why would anyone else, right?
That's awesome.
You can't go against that, so.
Yeah, I hope for the best. I've got 9 teams this year. I'm just waiting for the week I go 9-0.
There you go. Yeah, I'm looking at your guys' matchup, and you guys both have Andrew Luck. Any chance that you may start a different quarterback?
Well, Cam, he's enticing. He's had some health issues thus far this year, so it's kind of hard to lean on him right now. I would like to if I could, but
it's actually hard.
Andrew Luck is the top. What's that?
It's actually hard for him to lean on a leg too.
You're right.
So.
Andrew Luck is the top ranked fantasy quarterback thus far. I mean,
yeah.
I should at least. I mean, I can't bench him. I mean, if there a rule where
Oh, sure you can.
if there a rule where we had to both sit him, that would make sense. And then we'd play Cam versus his second string. But
What about your running back position? You guys both have Darren Sproles. Thinking of maybe switching that up also?
I might ought to look at Rashad Jennings. I think it's hard to. I played McCoy and Sproles both last week based on prior production, and the Redskins' rush defense looked amazing. Bottled both of them up. I don't think I can lean that heavy on both of them this week.
You've heard it here first, guys.
Sproles he's a hit or miss kind of player. McCoy's going to be the week to week, every down bell cow. I mean, well, not a bell cow like we're 20 years ago, but close enough to today's game.
I really don't know. With Chip Kelly's offense, he's only going to get like 15 to 20 carries because
you're right. He's
for the big play. He's not for like this little chip, 10 yards here, 6 yards there. He's for 20 yards, touchdown.
60 yards.
So what, Sproles? Yes. Are you talking Sproles here?
No, with LaShawn McCoy.
Oh, McCoy. Well, McCoy had great production last year in the Chip Kelly offense, and I don't see why you should expect anything less. He's in the prime of his career. I believe he's 26 years old. Plenty of carries left there. I mean, he's probably only got 2 or 3 seasons left. I mean, at the production or the carry number, he's been out for the last several years. But I think this year production should still be there.
What about his injury on Sunday? I mean, it wasn't major, but
well, I mean, he's still active, right?
Yeah. Oh no, he's still active, but could it be something?
I will see. I mean, he's not been somebody that I've ever seen play unwisely. Somebody like RG3, I think, would be an example. Coming back too early. I think McCoy seems he's handled himself well throughout his career. I don't see any reason to expect a downfall. Their offense has been very interesting, though. Riley Cooper is someone that's really disappointed there.
Yeah, but with Chip Kelly, you never know who's going to be the stud that week.
True.
I mean,
Macklin.
Next week it could be Josh Huff. You never know.
Yep.
Who?
Josh Huff.
I'll agree with you.
So you never really know.
Yeah, Jordan Matthews blew up this week.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. Yeah.
What do you have? 18 fantasy points or 16, something like that?
He definitely was caught his first 2 touchdowns of his career, correct? I believe,
48 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, he. I mean, I think I've got him in the TCAA there. Looking forward to having him for 4 years.
All right, Dan, what do you got for us?
As far as that matchup, I mean, not a lot to contribute. Funk, they just week 4s they're big hurt. They're not that deep, and I was looking at as far as his other running backs, Maurice Jones-Drew. I mean, he may suit up this week, coming back off that hand surgery. So that would be an interesting play as the Raiders kind of seek their first win. But it's going to be a good game. But I would give the edge to the University of Ron Swanson, definitely.
Ron Swanson with the victory, it sounds like. That's what we are going with. Let's go ahead and recap our locks from last week. Dan, what did you have going on with the locks from last week?
Last week I had Vestal Virgins versus Spartans. Got that one right. They won by about 20 points. That was pretty good pick. My other pick was University of Gondor versus Big Deal. I actually picked Big Deal to win that one. Really close, but Gondor pulled ahead by about 3 points on that one. That leaves me 2-2 in TCAA now.
Hey, good job, 2-2. I'll tell you what, who's doing good in the TCAA picks? not me. I was taking the University of Ron Swanson last week. Terry Tate's team is another one of those teams where, underperforming, felt they were going to continue to underperform. They were able to pull off the victory. It was an 11-point victory. It was, hurts a little. I was really, really hoping for Ron Swanson to get that victory, but what are you going to do there? And then my other one was actually the new ranked number 8 team, Ted Zilla, squeaking by Brian Made Me Do It by a total of 1.7 points. And that victory got him into the top 10. So I think that was my first victory in my locks for the TCAA. So obviously that is not where I'm best at making my locks. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, you're leading me in TFL though, so you'll get there.
Okay.
You want to hit up our week 3 reviews for the matchups that we hit?
Yeah, what you got for us?
We had Aardvarks versus the former EFL, now the whatever they Delta Hui college champions. We picked Aardvarks on that one, but they actually, they lost. It was about 109 points versus 83. LaShawn McCoy, again, it's been the theme, underperformed. Fitzgerald, underperformed. Sammy Watkins, underperformed. As far as Delta Hui, Luck, he had his monster game, against the Jags. Rashad Jennings had a big game as well. Those 2 players alone had over half of his points. It was enough to put him over the top.
Yep, definitely. I want to go ahead and just say big ups to Drew coming in. Not many people realize this, but he was given the team Fridays when he took over. Friday night at like 11 o'clock at night to take over the team. Had already been screwed with 2 players on the starting roster. He had Doug Martin and Roddy White already on his roster, giving him 0 points, but he was able to pull off the victory. So I just want to say big ups to Drew. You're able to come in short notice, take care of business.
Definitely.
I know him from my days in Florida. He's definitely a football fanatic and knows his stuff. And he's already told me that I shouldn't have bet against him on that one because he heard me say that. He heard me say
us out, huh?
Yeah, he heard me say that the Asheville Aardvarks were going to beat him, but I told him, hey, that was before you took over. So if I would have known you were taking over, I would have changed my pick right off the bat. And then that other game we went over, we've already talked about it here. It's the University of Ron Swanson and Terry Tate's Pain Train, and Terry Tate was able to pull off that victory.
I really like Terry Tate's Pain Train.
Yeah, no, he definitely was a team we thought was going to do much better than how they were looking to start off the season.
I've never had him ranked very high, but it's a good, solid team. But I guess it's maybe.
I think what happens is that he's getting hit by a lot of injuries with Jamal Charles, Doug Martin, both being injured. So, in his running back area, all he's really got is Le'Veon Bell is the only person helping him out. He's got Matt Ryan. You'd think that would be help. That's probably what got him the victory last week, if you really think about it. Matt Ryan blowing up against the Bucs.
Yeah.
Well, he had that, but like you said, Le'Veon Bell. He also, Zach Stacy, Dwayne Allen, his linebacker. Every one of them had over 10 points. He had good production from a lot of players. University of Ron Swanson, he had Luck, monster game. Des Bryant had good points. Vinatieri. Anytime you have 16 points out of your kicker, that's a pretty good day. I think Terry Tate just had more, just more people producing that day.
He actually just puts too much emphasis on defense.
Who's he? Who?
Terry Tate's Pain Train.
Defense is the greatest offense.
Defense wins you championships.
Yeah, but not in fantasy.
No, sir.
Kind of got him the victory this last week, I guess, then, right? They all scored double digits.
Yeah.
Kind of worked out in his favor there.
Did you prove the point against you?
I have no idea.
No, him. Jeff.
It was a defensive struggle.
All right, let's go ahead and as we're having our fun here, let's get back to some of our Week 4 previews. We already discussed the number 2 team, Wild West, going up against number 4, Vestal Virgins. Had a nice little discussion. We had Will on here earlier going over it. The other game we're going to go over is a father versus son matchup.
Yeah, this is interesting too. Both of them are 2-1. I bet there's a lot of it'd be interesting to be around the Barnett household right now.
Well, from what I put a feeler out there to try and get a hold of Brian to see what he had to say, and I was able to get a statement from him. And he's the Gondor University of, what is it, White Knights, I think it is, Gondor University White Knights, he's calling himself. Gondor U, just sounds better in my opinion, against the Dragon Slayers. And he posted a statement, and it's in his opinion that the Dragon Slayers are a top 10 team. It's the bottom half of the top 10, but they're still in there. The White Knights have top 5 talent, and over the last couple of seasons, he's taught his son everything he knows about fantasy football to exceed. The only thing he hasn't taught him is how to beat his father. It's much like playing horse in the driveway. Austin's going down yet again. That is, quote, the president of Gondor University, his father, Brian Barnett.
This might actually be the lowest scoring matchup this week. Total.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, Marquez Colston, Wes Welker against T.Y. Hilton.
Well, luckily Wes is out on whatever it is. They're on the bye, so that's not going to...
Yeah. Oh, I'm just looking at their lineups right now, so...
Let's see here. Did you have anything broken down for yet, Dan, on this matchup?
No, I can break it down 6 ways to Sunday if you'd like. All right.
Well, give me Wednesday's breakdown.
Wednesday's breakdown. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, well, all right. Let's start out with let's as far as our bye weeks. Neither team's really a factor. Gondor has John Brown on a bye week, 1 wide receiver. That's pretty much it. So that's not teams. Looking at Dragon Slayers, he doesn't really have a great option as far as quarterback. He has good quarterbacks. He's got Stafford, he's got Kaepernick, but Stafford's going against the Jets. Kaepernick's going against the Eagles. If it's up to me, I'd probably play Kaepernick over the Eagles. I think that'd be his best matchup. He's got Spiller versus the Texans. I really like that matchup. I think that's going to be good. As far as his wide receivers, Colston, Garcon, Jackson, I think those are all pretty good matchups. Mike Wallace versus Oakland, they suck at stopping the run, but they're number 4 as far as the receiving defense. So I don't think he's going to see a lot out of Mike Wallace. We got Witten versus the Saints. I think that's going to be a pretty big matchup. I think Witten's going to put up good points on the board. Let's flip across the aisle and look at Gondor U. Let's start with the good. The good, we've got Antonio Brown versus the Bucks. I think that's a good matchup. We've got Deshaun Jackson versus the Giants. I think that's a pretty good matchup. So we hit the good. Let's look at the bad. The bad, we've got Jeremy Maclin at the 49ers. Don't think that's a good matchup for him. Ty Hilton versus Tennessee. That's a pretty bad matchup as well. And then when you look a little further in, here's where we hit the ugly. He's got Luck versus the Titans. I know Luck has been wearing it out as far as fantasy goes, but, he's going against the second-ranked pass defense. So I don't think Luck's going to have that huge of a game. We got Arian Foster versus the Bills. The Bills are number 6 versus the run. Bale versus the Jets. Jets number 1 against the run. All of those spell bad news for Gondor. I know he's put pretty good points up week 1, 2, and 3, but I think this time young man is going to school the old man, and I'm putting Dragon Slayers on top.
You going upset?
I'm going upset. Dragon Slayers, yes.
Against the number 7 Gondor, they just earned that bad boy. They just earned getting to the top 10.
Yeah, well, it's short. Fame. He's got his 10 seconds of fame. It's short-lived, my friend.
Let's see here. I think I'm getting a message from someone. Let me see if they want to chime in here real quick. Let me see if we can get Drew. You on the line, Drew? Can you get in here? You on your mic yourself?
Yo.
Drew, I hear you have something to say about the matchup here. Dragon Slayers versus the... Oh, by the way, guys, this is Drew. He's the one who took over the formerly team known as EFL.
Oh, Drew,
kudos
to you. Good job, my friend.
Kudos to Drew.
Yeah, no kudos. I was left with a blank slate pretty much here, what I'm working with. If you want a definite pick, go against me this week. There's a chance I might have to start 3 freaking rookies.
Why do you say that?
Well,
nicely done. Nicely done.
3 rookies, you tell me.
Anyway, you wanted to break down the Dragon Slayer?
My thing is I looked at that roster real quick for Dragon Slayers, and if I was to make a pick, I would go with Eli Manning because Eli Manning hit a step last week, and he's going against Washington's defense, which gave up 37 points last week.
Yeah, I can see that definitely. That division plays each other pretty hard. Eli, when he's on, he's on. When he's off, and if Dragon Slayers, I think if he wants to be a little risky, I think that would be a good shot in the dark for him.
Hey Dan, Nick Foles last week, 27 40 for 41, 325, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah, hey, even a blind pig finds an acorn once in a while. It's okay.
The blind pig reference.
Yeah, he's got
to play sleeper sometimes to get an upset.
I agree. Yes, you are correct. He did. He had a good game, a lot better than I would expect him to have, and hey, you can't get them all right.
No.
No, not at all. And while we've got Drew on the phone here, I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and just break down your next matchup here against Place at the Table. I want to get a feel for you here. You're saying you got to start some rookies. We're looking at your roster here. You got Andrew Luck and you got Rashad Jennings, so that's always good to have. Brandon Cooks, sure he's a rookie, but I'm pretty sure he did pretty well last week for New Orleans, if I remember correctly. So
I pulled him off the bench because whoever before didn't even want to play him.
Well, sometimes you gotta take the red shirt off somebody to get him in there. Doug Martin, Roddy White. Who knows if they're gonna be playing this week?
Just changed that. I got Doug Martin in because of what I heard here down in Tampa about him practicing folded day.
Big dogs down there talking, saying Doug Martin's in.
Yeah, he practiced folded day, 100%.
Heard it here first, guys.
He's got a guy. He's got a guy.
Well, how are you going to play Rainey when he fumbled twice last game?
Yeah, I would have stopped freaking running the ball. The fact that they weren't passing sooner really pissed me off because that means Vincent Jackson wasn't getting any points. And I don't have him in this league, but I'll have him in the TCAA and some other ones. But yeah, that could have been why I didn't win.
Well,
I'm tired of this.
Romy, go to my bench and look at my bench. You tell me.
Go to my bench.
Hold on now. Speaking of that, you need to get rid of this other. As I go to your homepage of your team, you need to get rid of that other EFL trash logo there.
Well, I don't know how to do that. I'll figure that out when need be. I'm more worried about the team right now.
Yeah, priority.
All right.
You got Jay Cutler. You got Andrew Luck. I mean, there's nothing wrong there on your bench.
Jay Cutler was something I asked for from the commish.
Actually, you got a little McFadden, who might have a good week.
Yeah, but what has he done all year?
Well, he had last week. That's about it.
And he didn't even do much last week.
Let's see. Well, you got you know what? I'm gonna go right out here. Terrence West. Who's Cleveland facing? Let's take a look here. We're breaking this down. Oh, screwed over just like that.
Thank God I'm not the only one that's made that mistake tonight.
Screwed over just like that.
My best 2 receivers last week are on bye weeks this week. Michael Floyd and Emmanuel Sanders.
I really like Spiller against the Texans this week.
Sammy Watkins? I don't know. Sammy Watkins I haven't seen him do anything yet this year.
No, he hasn't. But Terrence Williams has some potential.
The Saints.
Well, I mean, Sammy Watkins blew up against the Dolphins. My Dolphins, no less. Pissed me right off.
Yeah, but that's it. One out of 3.
Well, that was every other, so that means he's due now.
Yeah, it's true.
Out there.
The only person I like on my wide receiver roster because I was able to watch the game, because Glennon's probably most likely going to start on Sunday, but I don't want to start a Bucs running back and a Bucs wide receiver, and I'm not starting because I'm a Buccaneer fan, Bucs players, but every single one of Glennon's throws that went deep went to Mike Evans.
I would start Mike Evans then.
All right. Mike Evans is good. Not yet, and not next year, but he will be good.
You want to talk to somebody about starting Tampa Bay wide receivers, you need to talk to Jeff.
I got Vincent Jackson, too. You tell me. I got both of those guys on my
I wouldn't even start Vincent Jackson.
I got 2 Tampa Bay receivers with no freaking quarterback.
Jeff started Vincent Jackson over Devin Hester the other night.
Ooh. Oh, that's right. That Jeff. The Jeff in TFL.
The other Jeff, yeah, TFL. I don't know if he had a team in TCAA or not.
No, I don't think he does. He's in the. He may not even listen to this show, so that's he won't be able to hear us.
We can make fun of him anyways.
Yeah. Well, I think I think that was kind of our fault, or maybe my fault mostly, because I told him to start Vincent Jackson.
No, I would have done the same.
You know,
Vincent Jackson's hurt.
Well, he is now.
Yeah,
well, he's got a slight fracture in his wrist.
Well, yeah, I would say let's not start Vincent Jackson this week. He kind of burned us there.
No, Vincent Jackson's actually finally lost a step.
Is Roddy White? Is he back? Is he healthy now?
Yeah, they're saying he was limited today, and then that's why I think that he's probably my second best start because I'm not going to start a Bucs running back, and it's a 50-50 shot. A Bucs running back and a Bucs wide receiver. What am I going to get lucky with? Maybe 21 points out of the team? Which is either going to be rushing or receiving. So which way am I going to go?
Yeah.
I guess that means you're going to lose.
That's why I said don't pick my ass. You want a guaranteed freaking pick? Go against me.
I'm looking at my locks, and I don't have you in my locks. Maybe I should change this real quick before we get into our locks.
No, don't pick me. You want a lock? It's called place at the table. I think right now they're favored by 21.5 points.
I think the favoriting of the numbers in fantasy is completely crazy because there's nowhere any of that's going to be true, and I think half of this stuff.
All right, well, Bromy, break that. Actually, you know what, Dan? Yes. I respect your lineup breakdowns the most. Break it down. Look at it.
That's bullshit right there.
Oh, what? You let me compare you in place at the table?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
my updated lineup is probably what I'll start.
Unfortunately, oops, sorry, hit mute. We've got Luck versus the Titans. Titans second-ranked pass defense. I mean, we're not looking good. Rashad Jennings, he's had good games. Redskins, though, they're going to be tough as far as against the run. But again, the teams play each other pretty hard. Doug Martin, it's a crapshoot with him. I don't know. Roddy White, I think if he's back, he's going to put up pretty good numbers. As far as I know, I've probably repeated this a dozen times tonight, but I mean, you got C.J. Spiller sitting on your bench against Texans. I think he's going to put up big numbers. If you're looking for help in the run department, I think I'd pull him up and run him. Place at the table, Nick Foles. Yeah, he's had some good numbers, but is he going against the 49ers? 49ers have pretty good receiving defense. I don't think we're going to see huge numbers from him. Alfred Morris, I don't think is going to do a tremendous amount. Deshaun Jackson, I think is going to have a pretty decent game. Johnson, when it comes to a deep ball and threat, they've last season. I mean, they were really tight whenever it came to preventing big plays, and this season they have just, they have fell apart when it comes to the long ball down the field. Julio Jones has been good, but again, Vikings, we're playing outdoors. I think the Vikings, off the top of my head, I think we're ranked 18th.
Dan, did we lose you?
Dan, go.
Uh-oh. I don't think his computer was able to handle his stats this time around.
But they also have...
That just shows you that my ass is going to get whooped.
No. They also have Kobe Fleener, who is, Kobe Fleener.
Yeah. The tight end situation is not good for
injured, we don't know.
Yeah, but if you read the articles that Brian preaches so much, he doesn't want two players starting at the same time from different teams. I got Kobe Fleener on my bench. The guy I'm playing against got Kobe Fleener starting.
Yeah.
For the moment.
I mean, you can either use that as a wash or use it against him.
I mean, you look at it, if you really look at place at the table. I mean, you got Nick Foles.
I'm going to use him against him because I've seen what tight ends have done against the Bucs this year.
You got running back. All he's got is Alfred Morris that he could use. Wide receivers. You got Julio Jones, Deshaun Jackson. He's, he had. I think he stepped up last week because he was playing the Philadelphia Eagles. If he wasn't playing the Eagles, I don't think there would have been that big of a. I don't think he would have done as good of a job in the scoring of that.
Actually,
in my opinion,
I would take you this week.
Yeah, it's look. I mean, I think you might. I mean, you look at Marquise Colston. He didn't show up 2 weeks ago.
He hasn't
Is he on that track?
Bro, I have him in our other league.
He's got 21 points. You got Odell Beckham. He's out still. So, I mean, the only person who scored points for him on a regular basis is Julio Jones, and all those were just last week against the Bucs. So
that's still what Julio Jones can do. As of right now, he's the best fantasy football player in football when it comes to wide receivers and running backs.
Well, you take away the Bucs game, and he's not. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, look at the stats.
No.
Guy's been a beast all year.
I'm going to say no.
I got you this week, even though I don't want to see you win because I'm in your division, but I think you got the win this week.
His points. Week 1, 13.1. Week 2, 18.3. Week 3, 33.6. All he does is progress.
I got you, but if you take on a real quick basis, if you want to look at those numbers, since you're looking at them, look at the defense that he was facing against in the passing rating: 31, 25, 21. Now he's facing a level 12 in the passing. So I would expect that number to go down.
Well, the Bucs going into the game weren't 21, brother.
Yeah, Bucs.
Yeah,
Let's not worry about the Bucs right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that all you got for me?
I got whatever you want.
All right, you're gone. Thanks for joining us, Drew. I gotta see if I can get Dan back in on here. I'm gonna have to just close out the show myself. I think we may have lost Dan. We're gonna start losing everybody here. So let me go ahead and let me get my locks out here real quick. I have the Vestal Virgins over Wild Wills, and then there's the other ranked game in the TCAA. You have got the Medicine Men ranked number 3 against the Volunteers, who are ranked number 6. Volunteers had just, they lost last week, dropped down. And the way I'm looking at it is I am going with the Medicine Men is my other lock of the week, going against the Volunteers. I see the Volunteers losing again. They're going to start dropping, in my opinion, and that's kind of a shame. So my 2 locks are going to be the Vestal Virgins over Will and Medicine Men over Volunteers. That is going to shake up the rankings next week. No matter how those 2 go against each other, there's going to be some ranking shake-up, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally. What exactly with the Volunteers game? Why are they falling off?
Let's see here. I just don't like the matchup they have against the Medicine Men. Let me go ahead and pull that up here real quick.
I haven't actually looked at it yet. That's the only reason why I'm asking. I don't have access to a computer right now.
Let's see here.
Yes.
I wish I had Dan here. Dan's more of my stat breaker downer. So without him helping me out with the stat,
okay. Let's see.
I'm pulling it up right here.
I've got.
I actually think this match is
bringing it up
a lot
as well.
closer than what people think. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger, Colin Kaepernick, and that's kind of even. But Frank Gore
is that from last week?
That's the number 2.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, you see, you got Ben Roethlisberger. They both have Le'Veon Bell, so that might single each other out. But I mean, wide receiver wise, you've got Brandon Marshall, may or may not play.
Backups are Jarek McKinnon, Adrian Foster, Anthony Thomas. So he has to start Le'Veon Bell and Frank Gore.
Right.
Which is
Cameron.
bad for him.
Yeah. I don't know.
I agree.
Like
I agree with you there. Now that I'm sitting here looking at it on the computer, we got it pulled up. Jimmy Graham for Medicine Man. I mean, it has the potential
right there,
to be a serious X factor.
Yeah, but Zach Ertz could do something, but they don't use him.
Oh yeah.
It's Chip Kelly. He just wants the big play. He doesn't want.
Well, if he's open,
small
use him.
players.
Or sorry, if Jeremy Maclin and LaShawn McCoy and Darren Sproles are covered, then they'll throw it to Zach Ertz.
Yeah, exactly, for 6 yards. That's about it.
Yeah, possibly a touchdown or two. That would be a big week, though.
Possibly.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. Some volunteers are, I just don't like the matchups they've got going on. Just the way players. I mean, it's pretty closely when it comes to projection points, but I think when it comes down to it, I think Metsman are just going to pull off the victory.
I agree.
Actually, this might be the only game where the home field advantage comes into play. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot closer than what it could be.
One of those 1.2 pointers where the 3 points make the difference.
Yeah,
it's gonna depend on Eddie Lacy. Can he finally break out? He
is so overdue. It's ridiculous.
If he flops again, there's no doubt about it. Medicine Man is the lock. But
I think he was apparently called out by his coach, Eddie Lacy.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was even. I mean, look here, real quick here. He was criticized by head coach.
It all starts with the offensive line, and I guess they're built to pass block with Aaron Rodgers, but they need to step it up in the run game. Of course, they've gone against the top 3 rush defense, some of the three of the best rushing defenses thus far this season. So,
but last year was their first year that they've had a 100-yard rusher in 10 years?
That's right.
Years?
That's right. They
so
haven't been built.
They're not a rushing team.
Right.
Well, they haven't really just had the running backs to, I think, accomplish that. They've been like a running back by committee type of team instead of having a full charge running back like Eddie Lacy.
Exactly. Yeah, he is built to be the man.
Yeah, I think their last running back was Amon Green.
Yeah, that's right. And they've had James Starks there for forever, it seems, and he's due for one big performance every year. But who knows when that'll be? So he's a risk.
Well, that's just in the playoffs.
Okay.
Usually.
That's about right.
All right. I'm getting word from Dan. He had himself a connection loss, so I'm not sure if he'll be able to join us back to finish this up. He did say that on his lock he was wanting to pick the upset with the Delta. He calls him Delta Huey, but the I guess he just doesn't want to learn the name. But used to be called EFL. It's the Delta. What is it? Tai Chi uniform.
Tai Cal Alpha.
Tai Cal.
Delta Tau Chi.
Yeah.
College chapter. Father.
Exactly.
Favorite. Is it Greek? Okay.
It's good. He's saying here that he's going to take them for his lock in there as well. I can't think of who his first lock was. I'll have to get that from him, but he's definitely picking Delta as one of his locks for this week as well. And here with TCAA, we're basically done with the episode. I want to remind everybody some things. We have the Name the Show contest. I can't remember if I talked about it at the beginning of the show. We're going to have a contest. Anyone who wants to name the TFL show, the TCAA show, we're going to try and get some type of prize, most likely a gift card to the winner. If you're good enough to name both, double the prize. I also want to remind everyone, Brian wanted me to remind that it's Medical Blue Shirt Reminder. This is the last week. You have up until Monday. If anyone doesn't understand the Medical Blue Shirt, neither do I. It's worse than a red shirt, I believe. And he had sent a text out, so I hope everyone can get into that.
If you have a guy that's medically injured for the year, you can also use him as a red shirt the next year.
Okay, so that's what.
Yeah, yeah. So I have 2 of them. They're on Medical Blue Shirt. I can't remember their name, but
there you go. Okay, yeah, here it is. It's last week for teams to request a Medical Blue Shirt for any player listed on the IR due to them being on injured reserve. No after kickoff Monday, no blue shirts will be guaranteed. You got red shirt players that can be blue shirted. They don't lose their red shirt. And then let's see here. He also wants to remind that you have to recruit. Let's not forget about that. And let's see what else. And then everything he sent out the new text. Everyone get the new text who's listening. With the bringing in the players that you're recruiting. Does anyone have any questions on that?
No.
No? All right. For anybody who didn't understand his text, I'll go over here real quick with you. Soon we're going to start bringing in the players that you're recruiting on your official recruiting visits. Like, this is just like college. So you get to bring your recruits in. There's bonus points for wins. There's bonus point losses for losses. You beat a ranked team, extra points, lose against a ranked team. He's going to have that all in the charter, exactly how it's going to break down with how the point system goes. So if there's any questions, go ahead and get a hold of Brian or look at the charter. He always recommends looking at the charter. This is one of the things with the TCAA that I don't think this is done anywhere. I don't think anybody does anything like this. So we're all flying on the seat of our pants with it, trying to make the rules as we go in a sense. But any questions, go to Brian for that. He'll have it up on the, like I said, the charter league articles. There's also a league poll reminder as well about our shows. I liked what we did here, guys. I liked having some extra people on the show with us, getting some other people's views in. It was nice. We were able to. I just want to thank everyone who was able to join us. We had Wild Will. He came in. We had no Sanky come in, Vestal, and a surprise visit out of nowhere. We had University of Ron Swanson. Didn't even know you were even listening. So thanks for dropping in as well. And then also we had Huey Louie dropping in on us, from Animal House, the Delta. So I want to thank everyone for joining in. Don't forget, here's where we're at. And any problems, get a hold of us. You want to get on the show, let us know. We do everything on Wednesday nights. If there's something that has to be done beforehand, I'm sure I can try and get on, Brian can get on, or Dan can get on to do an interview. But go ahead and get votes in. Don't forget your recruiting. And we thank everyone for listening here on the TCAA show. Y'all have a good one.
All right, good night now.